All right, day 3. We are just on a lunch hook. I'm about to go surf, but doing some routine inspections because I did have a little bit more water in the bilge than I like to see. And it is salt water, and there's a little bit in the engine bay as well. I have that all cleaned up. But I am kind of sick of doing chores. I think it is time to jump in the water and go for a surf with about 20 of my closest friends. So tell me about what you're wearing and what you just did.
I am wearing, well, the only thing that really matters is the boots. And I like to wear these for this job because they have a sort of almost armored quality to the shins, and it makes it really easy for me to sit on the edge right here and have one leg sort of catching the chain as it comes in and then gently kicking it out so that we don't get a chain castle. You really don't want one of those. That just sort of flakes the chain out so that it can come back out easily with no problems, and that's always what we're looking for. So that's it.
My dinghy is always on deck for long passages, but for hopping between anchorages in calm weather, I'll often tow it. I do like to use 2 lines though. One I loop through the 2 towing rings you'll find on most dinghies and make it a bridle by tying a huge bowline. And as a backup, I'll also cleat off the painter. So coming back today, day 3, there is nobody in Yellowbanks. There is 1 sailboat and smugglers. What's up? Maybe there's a bad weather forecast. I don't know. We'll see. We're going to have self-service pretty soon. But yeah, definitely different weather over here. Very cloudy. Feels like it's going to be colder. We're usually going to find some wind as soon as we get around the corner here as well. We are motoring into Little Scorpion right now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's like 5 boats here already, but we do have cell service over here, so I think we might give this one a go. Alright, stern anchor is set. I think we're the only boat that's using a stern hook, but I think we're well outside of everybody's swing radius. Dropping the stern hook here allowed us to set the main hook right up against the rocks, but we don't want to be able to spin into those. The wind's supposed to be blowing this way, it kind of always does, but if you park right on the rock, that's just inviting a wind shift. If you park right on the rock, that's just inviting a wind shift. So we have our stern anchor out, and we're going to stay put.
Sure enough, the wind shift happened. As soon as we went to bed, huge winds kicked up from the opposite direction, making the stern hook our primary anchor protecting us from swinging into the rocks. There was havoc among the other boats, many of whom were only on one hook and now in dangerous conditions. We were safe, but it was the most uncomfortable, sleepless night we have ever had at sea.
Alright, the sun is just coming up behind me. We are here at Little Scorpions and are suffering through the end of an absolutely horrendous night. Around 3 in the morning, the wind shifted directly out of the east. It's kicked up this chop. It isn't really coming through, but our bunk is right under here. And this slamming is so loud and so unbearable. It's like the whole boat is gonna shake itself apart. It feels terrible down there. Like the rigging is shaking. Yeah, I don't know how soon this wind is gonna change. Normally I would just let my stern anchor go and blow around in the wind or something, but we're going to spin right into this rock, so we're stuck this way and our boat is completely backwards. Yeah, if you'd ever want to know what it's like to sleep inside of a kick drum, that's pretty much what it's like. Let's see if we can get a little bit of rest.
The day dawned bright and pretty. We were feeling a little rough after the night we had, so we decided to focus on the positive. It's easy to do on a beautiful day in a beautiful place. So we hopped in the dinghy just to get off the boat for a while, explore the anchorage, and get a change of pace.
Oh, I should be able to
I just didn't want to swim right into the muscle.
All right, so we are just pulled the dinghy up. We are at Little Scorpions. We just came ashore. It's really nice and sunny right now, so we're back in good spirits. But man, did we have a horrible night last night.
You more than anyone.
Yeah, if you can see, you'll see where we're anchored, but big wind came out of the east. It's still going. Predict wind says we should have like 15 knots coming from 180 degrees opposite from what it is right now. We're hoping that switches, because that's going to make it a lot easier for us to get out of here. And it seemed like there was a lot of drama in the anchorage last night. I mean, I've basically been up since about 3 in the morning, but 2 boats left in the middle of the night because of that big wind shift. People, everybody was on one hook and they were swinging, so they kind of swung into the rocks and close to shore. Yeah, we made a safer choice anchoring out, and definitely safe using the stern anchor. That holds really, really well. Our boat hasn't moved at all. It's just been really, really uncomfortable and very loud. So now we're just going to enjoy maybe hiking up this ravine a little bit, get a different perspective, get off the boat for a second, and hopefully when we come back in maybe an hour, the wind will be coming back from the west-northwest and we'll sail out of here. Ew, muddy.
Oh, this is pretty. It's your deity. With the light behind you, giving you a halo.
Exercise. It's so pretty. It's nice and green.
Nailed it. These crystal waters. I love them so much. It was great to walk around the island for a while to enjoy the much improved weather. It was unusually green from recent rains, and so we had a great time exploring the scenery. It did us good and was refreshing and fun. The area at Scorpion and Little Scorpion is such a gorgeous spot, and it's a popular favorite with sailors, kayakers, and divers because there are lots of beautiful sea caves to explore. There was a little too much kelp, and the tide was a little too low for us to show you our favorites, but then it's always nice to save something for next time.
Doesn't look like we can get in right now.
Alright. The tide is too low to go in there. A deeply set fortress or Danforth anchor can sometimes be a real struggle to get out of even 15 feet of water. We run a fairly large one that was firmly set by the 25-knot winds all night. On top of that, I have to lift 50 feet of chain and 40 feet of water before I can even begin breaking it free. Patience, the action of the swell, and your outboard motor are key players in getting that rock up. So we're cozying up on the bow now, having a very well-deserved beer. Cheers, dears. Yeah, so getting off the hook at Scorpion was a little rough. Repeated some mistakes, which I don't like to do. Number one was anchoring how we were anchored in the first place. But there wasn't a lot of choice because that's a pretty deep anchorage and it was full of boats last night. A lot of whom had massive problems, and a couple boats were kind of caught on the lee shore that our stern anchor was protecting us from, and they had to get out of there. We kind of suffered for hours and hours. I knew we were safe. We didn't move at all. That fortress anchor on 40 feet of chain is just super strong, but man, is it a pain in the ass to pick up. So, I don't know, I gotta find maybe a better system or a different order of operations, or just toughen up, I guess. Ew, it's muddy. Slippery, slimy.